Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of. And today I wanted to take a minute and just show you kind of what I was playing with in a couple of weeks. I was convalescing there and I wasn't putting out any vids type of thing. I was messing around with this one, brand new to me. It's been out on PC for a while, but it's called Medieval Dynasty. Takes place around late 1100s, 1160, something like that. And yeah, I quite like it, and so I thought I would take a minute and kind of show you guys what it's all about, and I'm considering doing a series on it. So this is me in my little settlement. This is a common area that I put together. You know, we put up the stone walls and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my avatar there. Handsome fellow that I am, eh? So this is at the end of the day, when they're done in their fields and doing their works or whatever, the villagers gather here for about an hour at the end of the day before they go off to their respective houses. There's the lake, one of the Grammatus vomitus over there. I think I've got, oh gosh, I'm not sure, there's over 20 kids running around the village right now, which is great for the future. Because when they turn, I think 16 or 18 is when they start working for you. I think you can apprentice them a little before that, but I'm not 100% on that. Like I say, this game's very new to me. I've never played it. I've put maybe 180 odd hours into this run through just to get a feel for it, right? You know, and like that. So, pardon me. I have another little drink here. You can see as I was having that salted meat how my hydration was kind of going down. It's the trade-off with the salted meat as it takes away from your thirst, right? But yeah, there's the hamlet and what have you, and all of the dwellings for all of my peoples. And what you do is you go through and you do the storyline, and within the storyline you meet this pardon me, Unigast, and he's the leader of a town, and he's the chancellor around here. He's the guy you pay your taxes to. He's kind of the hand of the king, whatever you want. And, you know, he's the leader of his village per se. Anyway, you meet him and whatnot, and he gives you permission to build, and so then you go and you do your first house. And once you get that going, of course, you expand out. Once you get your fields going and what have you, you start inviting people to work for you, and it, just grows exponentially. Well, there's my fisher guy. How you doing, Roland? You can see the little pools around him bubbling. That's where the fish are out there. I'll give you an idea here. Yeah, you see the fish close by the reeds. Same out by him, so he's out there spearfishing. So this was all virgin forest. It was heavy, heavy forest. It had this trail is vanilla. It comes with the game. The trail in front of the houses that I was on, like over there, I put that in. Another little Grammatus vomitus. See, the nice thing about them too is, I mean, like I say, they're future workers. So if you pair up the parents with the correct attributes, of course that gets passed along, doesn't it? Here's your basic inside of your house with no decorations or anything. It's very plain. I can put decorations and that will bring up the mindset. Pardon me. And you can talk to them. You do small talk, Does anything bother you? Well, she fell down a well or something and she doesn't like holes and stuff. So you wouldn't send her out to be a miner. She wouldn't like that, and her mood would drop, and you don't want that. You want their moods to go up. Like if you look at her, you can see the second one in hunting. She's got a 7, whereas extraction, she's a 1, and mining would be an extraction thing, right? So as a 7, you would make her a hunter. Now she's at home right now because all of the babies, the first 2 years of their life, the mothers don't work. They stay at home looking after the kids. So for those 2 years, you lose her as a worker. The trade-off. So yeah, I'm just going to organize these from A to Z as far as occupation, and I'll show you what I mean. So you can see in the center is the heading, you know, animal breeders and all that, farm worker and whatnot. And then you get to these guys. Well, there's nothing there, right? So there's, I don't know, 20, 25, I'm not sure. But these are their mothers here. So where it says mothers, all of those are not working right now. But they will after the second year, they'll come back. Pardon me, the wife was calling there. I needed to go give her help. Hand with something there. So yeah, this is your basic house, large house. You can have 4, which means your 2 villagers can have 2 children, right? So there we go. And you can see their attributes there. Now these 2 are nothing too fancy dancy, but once you start getting 4s and you want to see some 5s in there, you know, that's good, right? Hello, you. The animation on these guys, it's like they're walking a tightrope. It's like your 2-year-old toddler, you know. They're just funnier than heck. I don't know. With your rattle. So you can see some of these houses are whited out. They've got the limestone on them. That is a higher form of insulation. Now I don't have them done yet, and you'll notice that they've got the straw roofs on them right now. That I want to trade off to like this one here. It's got the cedar shake roof, so far greater insulation value, and you don't need to repair as often. Oh, come on, little one. Yeah. Yeah, what do you got? Oh, look, there you go. See? So there's some not bad numbers you can see in there. Pardon me. But yeah, like I say, this is the common area I put here, and this is simply for morale, right? You know, it gives them a place to congregate. They got their wood all ready for tonight. Looks like somebody had a bit of a party and didn't clean up after themselves. Yeah. Oh, somebody forgot their spear. Must have been, the mead must have been flowing. Which they must have snuck into the village because this is a dry town. I don't have a tavern yet. I've got to build my tavern, and in that tavern, I'll have a brew house, and I can start making mead from honey, from my apiary, for my bees and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, she stopped. Shit. Oh, no, there we go. I like listening to them sing the lullabies and whatnot. Anyway, we won't disturb. We'll leave you to it. Like that and like that. So yeah, this is kind of the, pardon me, the living section of the hamlet, if you will. And moving along over here, we start getting into the farmyard, you know, the animal section. And of course we have pigs. Pigs are good. Why? Because pigs poop. And that is the whole reason for having the pigs. I mean, you can sell them off too, but then we got sheep for the wool. Hello, my lady. So donkeys, of course, are exactly what they would be, a beast of burden. So you can use them to carry your supplies into town and like that and like that. This would be the pigsty, and there is what they produce. So you gather that up and you put it in the bag until you can get it over to the resource, to the barn, and convert that into fertilizer. And you need lots of that. So with all of your animals now, this is the fold, of course, and here we have goats and sheep. And you'll notice I have more than one ram. And you would think one ram and a bunch of females, but you can only have so many sheep, and both the male and the female sheep give you the same amount of wool. So why bother, you know, culling the herd, as it were. Down the road, you know, sell them off for money or whatever if you want. But yeah, and here we have our hen house. Now, our chickens, as you can see, produce eggs and feathers. The chickens produce more eggs than they do feathers, and there's geese. So over here in the, oh, little baby chicken. Cool, cool. I thought we were done with the chickens, but we got one more. So in here, in the goose house, you will see that there's more feathers than there are eggs. So chickens produce more eggs and feathers. geese produce more feathers than eggs. Makes sense, you know, goose down, all that happy stuff. And you use them for fletching for your arrows. Hello. Hey, lady, is that your kid? Yes. Hello, sir. How are you? No? Shaking your head? Okay. What do we got here? Oh, another ram. Oh, is he going to bump me? Oh, no, not that time. Sometimes they'll run right up to you and they butt you out of the way. They don't, like, there's no animation that, you know, shows a headbutt. They just walk up to you, and as they touch you, you bounce out of the way type of thing. Hello, sir. How you doing? So we got a couple of new calves this year. Good. There's one of the mummies, and there's another one of the mummies. And my animal handlers, what they'll do is they clean up the manure and they make sure the feed troughs are full and just generally, you know, look after your animals that they're assigned to, right? Oh, pardon me. Give us a half a shake here, man. We're just gonna have a quick little sip here. Oh, that's so much better. Coffee. There's my bowl, of course, and our two newest calves in there. Oh, yeah. Whew, that's a little better. Get some air into the passage. That's one thing I like about the coffee. It kind of helps open up the airways a little bit, you know, the caffeine in there. Also good for those morning sweats. So, yeah, this is the animal area, and then we're back into the original village where I kind of started out, and this is where you'll see smaller houses. My first houses were in here, right? And I've been going along insulating these up. We got wash tubs so you can have a bath. I got this here because my NPCs tend to go in here and get gridlocked in between the houses for some reason. Not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to navigation. Hello. Got another one. I got to move this family into a bigger house. There we go. So you can see her husband in there. He's a farmer, and then there's her, and then they've got their baby, of course. Now Dieter, he's close by. He's just over by my stables, just over here. What used to be my very first field, where the stable is now. In here, I had a field where the stable is, and then a bit of an orchard around it. As you can see, the trees here, cherry and pear and all that, apple. So that's our mare, and this is our new colt. And there's Dieter. How you doing, D? Busy? Working hard, or hardly working? So yeah, you can see the original orchard there. This is our stallion, of course. And as I say, where the stable is, I had a small field. That was my very first field in there. And in the livery, we've got, of course, our saddle for the horse and, you know, animal feed and all that happy stuff. Yeah, like that. Pardon me. And out here we go. Yeah. There we are. Looking pretty cool. Not so bad. I sure like these rock walls, but man, they are uber expensive. This is the kitchen, obviously, and in here, of course, you can, you know, make all kinds of dishes. You'll see no resources and stuff. Well, that is because they haven't got it from the resource station yet, is all. I know for a fact we've got fish meat, so they've just got to get it. This is my hunting lodge. Oh, there's one hunter there. So you got a salt barrel, you got a drying rack, and both the hunters are in. That tells me that they probably need supplies, like a knife. You got to provide them with a knife. They have their own bow, but you have to put knives for them to be able to access in order to process the meat. So we got herbs for sale here, we got food for sale here, and we've got resources for sale here, and that all goes into my coffers. You know, they sell off the excess, the extra and whatnot. So, pardon me, come along. Now this is my food storage in here, and of course we, you know, store food. And you gotta have buckets of water in here too. You can see here, you see all of the meat and everything. So the kitchen has all the supplies they need. They just haven't accessed them from the resource center yet. Now this is the other resources. This is stuff that um, all your tools and everything else that you need in here. All your non-perishable, your non-foods, as it were, all go in here. Oh, pardon me. And everything you put in here, everybody in the village has access to. So you don't have to go around. Now this comes under the heading of food here, but it's not food. These herbs go to my herbalist. They're for making potions and the like. But anything that is in your storage areas, the entire village has access to. So you don't have to go around to each individual barn and each individual stable and each individual hunting lodge and and put in all this supply. You put everything into here, they access it as they need it. Same in the food storage. You go into there and you put everything in there, and anything they need in the way of food and whatnot, they can access there. So that gives them their food and water. It gives the kitchen, their supplies to make pottage and gruel and soups and stews. Now in here, he's making firewood, logs, planks, and sticks. And I do have to get a second person in here to help out because we're kind of falling behind a little bit. But that's in there, and you can take over that station at any time and produce your, I need 43 planks to do a build. So you go in there, move him out of the way real quick, like take your logs, convert them into planks, Kate your aunt, Bob's your uncle, and away you go. And here's our work center over here. We have our potting wheel, so clay obviously being involved there. Here is our woodworking stuff. And this is what they produce, buckets, and the clay goes to clay vases, and they do the wicker baskets. Anything that you can produce, they will produce in there. This, of course, is our sewer. So on here, you take your flax and your wool, and you turn it into thread. Then you take your thread, and you go to the loom, and you turn it into fabric. Then you take your fabric to the tailor bench and you turn it into clothing, or leather you would turn into footwear. So all your tailoring and cobbling needs are done there. And this, of course, is the smithy. This is where your bronze and iron and copper all get done up. So the forge, you would convert ore into bars like we have here. And you see the bronze. So yeah, we can combine copper and tin and make bronze, right? And, the iron, the leather you need for constructing, various things, bows and all that happy stuff. Along here we've got, pardon me, a little extra storage because these things only hold 50K. So what's 50 kilos? 2.2 pounds to the kilo, so do the math, it's 50. Oh, pardon me, so 110 pounds, give or take. So you can make your bows and your spears and your crossbow. I don't have a crossbow yet, but I'm looking forward to making one. But as you can see in here, it tells you what you need. A log, you need some leather, like that. You need linen thread for your bowstring, of course. And you can make your arrows. Over on the anvil, as I said before, that's where you would make your iron tools, bronze tools, copper tools, all that kind of stuff. And this guy here, I just got this guy and I'm really happy with him. I was on a quest and he was part of the quest. His name is Nimrod. And go figure, he's a hunter. See, everybody in today's society, you Nimrod, and they give this derogatory, disparaging connotation on it. Nimrod, in reality, was a great provider. He was an excellent hunter. I mean, just, do your biblical history here and you'll see. Like was that level 8? Or whatever. He came to me as a 6, right off the hop. So, there you can see we got the cedar shake roof right off the hop. Like I just built this house for him. Now I've still got to put the limestone on it, and then it'll be completely insulated against the winters. And the winters can be harsh in this valley. The winters can be really harsh. But yeah, these stone fences I was saying to you, they are uber expensive. Each section of stone fence is 8 stone, and you can see a section is about 5 feet of fence. Now this guy, although he says minor, he's actually out of my excavation shed, and what he does is he goes around looking for clay and stone. My miners are the ones that produce the copper, tin, iron, all that kind of stuff, right? And we got our oat field here. These are our hops. You use those for making mead, right? You brew them into mead. You brew them at the brewing house, pardon me. And here's my orchard. Excuse me, guys, I'm running out of breath here again. Oy vey, yeah. So you got different types of trees, pears, plums, apples, and cherry as well, type of thing, right? So row upon row upon row upon row of those. And these are great because orchards, you don't have to fertilize, plow, cultivate, whatever. You just, like the man said, you set it and forget it, and you just harvest when the fruits are ripe. And it's like I say, it's a license to print money, pretty much. So there's our farmyard as we were in there before, and this is our lower barn. And in here you have your barn workers. Now your barn workers do not work in the field. What your barn workers do is they grist and make flour. They thrash over here and turn your wheat and whatnot into straw and stuff, so all your flax and all that good kind of stuff. And you would use these right here. Those are your thrashing bowls. That's what you use to beat the living snot out of it and separate the seeds and the chaff and everything, right? And then you got your work table, and in here you do your fertilizers, your animal feed, all that good kind of stuff. So you would take, say, your manure and what have you, and turn it to fertilizer. Or to make animal feed, you need oat and rye and straw, I believe. So here we got our field workers. This is our field shed. Now this is where you send your workers to work, right? They do your fields. The barn workers don't. And the reason that they are here is because, as you saw at the top of the screen, it's 1709. So that's 9 minutes past 5. So 1700 is cutoff time. And what they'll do is they come back here, they clean up, and then they go to the common area for about an hour, like I said, and socialize. And like that. So here we got our apiary for our bees. I love this uniform. Check out the hood, the face mask, like it's all wicker. That is so cool. Now, so we get our honey from here, our honeycombs, and that in turn would go to the tavern, the brew house, right? Now, we don't have any in here just now, but what we can do is, oh, pardon me, I'll extract some from the hive here. Ta-da, wrong button, Nigel. And there we go. You can see the honeycomb down here under food, right? Now, as food, it only does, to water to food type of thing. What it's really meant for is for making the mead at the brewing house and what have you. Okay, and these are our fields here. This is my big cabbage field. Cabbage is another license to print money. And rather than just having a dirt path between the fields, I thought I would put in orchard dividers. These stakes, that's the blueprint for my stone walls. Now you can see each section of the stone wall there, and look how many sections are out of field. And every one of those sections is 8 stone. So yeah, little on the expensive side. You got to do a lot of picking. And we got more field workers in here. These guys are, like I say, cleaning up. This gentleman does water. He takes buckets from the barrel. Buckets, yes. Okay, looks like he needs some buckets. Now, I know I got some over in storage, so he's just got to access them. But what he does is he fills the buckets, puts them in the storage area, and that gives the townspeople access to it. Now, that was my onion field. This here is my carrot field here. Over here is my beets, my beetroot. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, more orchards between the field. This is my rye field. And of course we got our poppies over here that are kind of only got half harvested or something. What's going on there? I'll have to check that out. And another storage area. I think I've got 4 storage areas. Now the thing about the storage areas is they stack. So for each one you build, your amount that you can store grows for each one, right? And it's crazy, but man, do you ever accumulate quick, like I'll tell you what. So again, that's the cabbage field. This is going to all for my poppies and what have you. Up here, I'm going to put in, pardon me, I don't know why that's only half harvested. Weird. In here, I'm going to do a lot of flax. Flax and cabbage, man. Flax and cabbage. Cabbage for the flatulence and flax for the thread. Yep, and yep. Cabbage is nice because you can plant and harvest in a single year. You know, so it's a very quick crop. Just look at that view, eh? Man, this game is gorgeous. Just so beautiful. Okay, and up here, of course, we got our little windmill for doing the obvious gristing of the wheat and whatnot into flour. Man, oh man. And you can go there too. That whole map, that's all accessible, man. It's all accessible. And here we go again with another storage area because we need it. Yeah, we'll head down below again and head back down into the village proper. So yeah, I got to get these trails revamped here. These are trails that I've put in. You can tell mine because they're all willy-nilly over hill and dale and rough like this, and it stopped here. I've got to continue it on over this way, but I may move it and what have. Now that trail, that beautiful, nice flat, see that's vanilla. That comes with the game. Oh, my beautiful stone walls. I'm going to be a month of freaking Sundays doing this, man. I'll tell you what. But yeah, so this is what I've been puttering around with, and I got to thinking, well, maybe I'll do a start over on this. As I say, I got about I don't know, 180 hours or something in it so far. But maybe I'll do a start over and take you guys with. What do you think? You know, it's a nice, peaceful, calm game. No, no zombies. That being said, there's wolves and recent and other such predators. You got lynx and what have you like that, you know. So yeah, here's our workers. You know, they finished for the day. They've had a little, you know, rest. Now they're sitting down and just talking about what a prick their overseer. Oh, there he is right there. Don't talk about him. You know, just carrying on normal conversations and like that and like that. You'll even see some of them, they got their elbows on their knees and their hands in their head. They're just beat from their day. And see, my neighbor's got her huge truck out there. She's the tiniest little thing. I don't know, she's lucky if she's 5 foot tall. And she's got this ginormous Dodge Ram with the 4-door cab, and yeah, it's just crazy. She almost needs a stepladder to get up in the damn thing, eh? But yeah, this is the common area I showed you before, but I just wanted to show you the people. Now I don't see the wife. She's usually sitting out here with him. She's probably at home doing the books or something, I guess. Don't really know. But yeah, like I say, this is kind of sort of what it is. Oh, I know. I need to show you. I haven't shown you my fishing hut yet. So we'll head over that way right now. Maybe go this way so people don't think I'm following her out and start talking behind my back. Did you see them? They left together. What's going on there? Yeah, idle hands and loose tongues, eh? So yeah, over here, this is the fishing shed. And these are my fishing nets. They only last so long. You get about 4 sets, and then you got to make new ones, eh? So in here is your smaller, like your perch and your roach. We got roach that time, so. And then in this one, where are you? Kommen Sie hier. Danke. Now we'll just tuck down underneath here and see if you can have a look-see at the net. Yeah, there you go. Now what do we got there? It looks like 3 pike. Yeah, but that's your larger nets. And you can see the percentage sign beside the net, so that's how many sets it's good for. And like I say, you get 3, maybe 4 sets, and then you got to make new ones, right? And this is the fishing shed proper over there. Here, bear with me for a moment. I'm just going to top things off a little bit here. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Okay, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And that's something in the game too, is feeding yourself. If you're just living off salted meat, you know, it's going to work okay, but having a full, diverse meals are better. This is where you process your pikes and your roach and everything else. We got a salting bin here, And we got our drying rack, of course, over to the side. And then we got a thing over here. Oh, you don't have any fishing spears. Hmm. I got to go check that out and see. But yeah, so that's the fishing side. Now, getting back to what I was talking about eating. If you have, say, a cabbage and a carrot and a couple of beets and some meat, or if you eat stews and soups, you're going to be more rounded out, and it's going to last you longer than if you're just eating, beef jerky, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they got fishing spears in here. Yeah. It's got 11 fishing spears in there. Okay, so that's all good. Well, well, well. Look at that. What a gorgeous setting, eh? But like I said, this is what I've been up to, and I was thinking, I might do a start over and take you guys with me. You might find this interesting. That's my first cabin right there on the left. That's the very first house I built. I started in that all by myself, and this was all virgin bush, man. But yeah, I'm gonna head her back in here. This is my home now, and there's my beautiful wife, and that's my son over there. He's 5 now, and like that. But okay, peeps, I think I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna head to bed and get a well-deserved sleep, and like that and like that. There's the wife. Okay, guys. Well, as always, love and light, brightest blessings. And yeah, maybe leave a comment. Let me know what you think. See if you might be interested in me doing something like this. Okay. Bye for now. It's morning and I got work to do.